Police channel. To our loyal viewers and subscribers, at the channel we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. That is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives on this channel. We at this channel aid criminals, their financiers, their supporters, enablers, and the likes with a passion, and we do not want them over here. Yes, let us repeat ourselves. We do not want any criminal supporters over here. Please, we do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes, or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you, the criminal supporters, enablers, financiers, and all the likes, to go to prison or madness. Let me repeat myself. We are the Jamaica Young Police channel. We do not want the criminal supporters and their circle over here. We want you to go to prison or madness. Moving on to our video. Yeah, so, finally, after, we had some technical difficulties. That's why we haven't posted the video, since yesterday. Because yesterday this video should have been posted to the Patreon webpage. You understand? So finally, the bigwigs, the ones who plan and executing the killing of Douglas Chambers, we at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we are about to expose all of them, yes, and to, to show you how criminality outwork in Jamaica and who is behind it and who benefits from it. There was no reason for them to kill Douglas Chambers because Douglas Chambers did not do anything wrong. He did not went into these people's home and did anything. He did not harass or trouble any one of them. But because this man is a decent Jamaican, that's the reason why they killed him. And the worst part about it is that after he was killed, everything that he has uncovered was just swept under the rug. So it's, you understand, as Pnplgbtq plus member, that's the you're looking right now. Paul Burke is a criminal supporter, but you saw here who gave the order. And Paul Burke, he was the PNP general secretary and I'm a team member of the Klansman gang. Yes, although he based out of Rockford, but anything to do with PNP criminality, Paul Burke, yes, he's they said he's the professional, he's a specialist, he's a logistic specialist. So we're going to tell you now about the Klansman gang. So the Klansman gang is a criminal organization that has been terrorizing the Spanish town, a former capital of Jamaica, for decades. The gang has been involved in various criminal activities such as extortion, murder, drug trafficking. The alleged Klansman gang member at the time, Andre Blackman Bryan, yes, that he is the man who pulled the trigger that killed Douglas Chambers, and there are other people who are involved in crime. It's not the person who pulled the trigger is just as guilty as the person who ordered it. And everything was put into motion for this man after he had killed Douglas Chambers for him to leave Jamaica. Another man that was involved in it, he was killed after. So there's no reason to mention his name unless you people really interested in his name. You understand? So currently we know that come next month, September, we know that Andre Blackman Bryan, he was found guilty of 6 murder and being a member of a criminal organization. So that's when he will be facing justice. Yes, that's when he will be facing justice. You understand? Being a member of the One Dan gang, the faction. So Douglas Chambers, yes, Douglas Chambers was the former chairman of the Jamaican Urban Transit Company. popular known as JUTC from the acronyms, yes, who was shot dead at the JUTC depot in Spanish Town, St. Catherine in 2008. Chambers was reportedly killed because of restructuring he was carrying out at the state-owned bus company. Yeah, some people like him to just go right and tell them that's not how things work. You know, you have to give you a background, some context of what happened for you to understand the thing. So because he was carrying out a restructuring out of the state-owned bus company, which allegedly affected the collection of extortion money, you know that people were on the payroll that never left even a paper. Yes. So we'll continue the journey. So according to a witness in the Klansman gang trial, Tesha Miller ordered the killing of Douglas Chambers. To our Patreon members, you know, yesterday, this Sunday, you know, you should have, you know, gotten the name and face of the persons who ordered the hit on Douglas Chambers. So, you know, as we tell you, you're going to see all of the big wigs who were involved in this man killing of Douglas Chambers and why they did it and got away with it. We are going to tell you the names of the players who are involved and the information about what he was doing at the JUTC depot, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. There is a person of interest in this killing that the police haven't listed to this day. Yes, let me repeat myself. There's a person of interest to this day that the police haven't listed his name as a person of interest. And this person's name is Carl Jennings. Yes, Carl Jennings. The man who is a member of the Klansman gang and senior bus dispatcher who was assigned to Douglas Chambers by Lenny Bud of Jones Avenue, Spanish Town. Yeah, Lenny Bud is dead. He's one of the men who were involved in it. He's dead. So there's no need to put up his photo. And, you know, he was a member of the Klansman gang before it break up and become, you know, Klansman one Dan gang. You understand? Lenny Bud. Lenny Bud is the uncle of a former police officer who used to work at Hunsby. By his last name is Edge. Yes, you know, black guy, and yeah, he used to be at CIB. You know, work with me a little. Yeah. He never worked with me on any team, but he, you know, was at Hunsby, and his uncle name was Lenny Bud. And based on the information received, he was this policeman Edge, who used to be at Hunsby, was a part of the Klansman gang too. Yeah, supplying his uncle with gunshot and all kind of thing. I don't know how a man do that, and he's from Jones Avenue. So, you know, that is just, it just mind-boggling. Oh man, you do all them things there, but I've just seen them, you know. It's sad though, really, really sad. So we continue the journey. So the players who are involved and had information about what he was doing at the JUTC depot at Spanish Town, St. Catherine. As we tell you about the person of interest, his name is Carl Jennings, and Carl Jennings is living in the United States of America. The man who is a member of the Klansman gang and a senior bus dispatcher who was assigned to Douglas Chambers. Yeah, you know, Lenny Bud make it, you know, put him on Douglas Chambers and say, boy, yeah, you know, say, they might protect him. You know, to make sure that the safety of Mr. Chambers was paramount. During the transfer from one government to the other, Mr. Chambers have discovered irregularities. Yes. And before we go any further, those of you, yes, you're going to hear some things about this man, Baby Sham. Know him. We're not friends, you know, because I'm very skeptical about people who are keeping my circle. So he's not my friend. I know him, just see him and all of that. But you're going to hear some things that, you know, you will soon get some damning revelation about his alleged role in contribution to killings in Sherlock, Kingston 20. And all of these are just allegations. It's just based on the information is based on eyewitnesses' account who, you know, would not want to parade themselves in front of cameras or anything like that, but they have shared some very damning information about Baby Sham. So, you know, seeing this man, yes, he has blood on his shoulder, allegedly, yes, and you're going to hear even police officers that he has in his pocket too. I don't understand how police allow themselves, because of money, align themselves with people who are involved in killing other people. I just don't get it. You know, to me, that could not happen to me and them thing, because I am not aligning myself with no guy who involved in the killing of other people, because I try to be done of a community. Anything, you just let the police them deal with it. You understand? All of the people who are give trouble, you give the police them information and make them, the police them send them to the departure lounge. You understand? It's as simple as that. As you know, it's just the same thing right now, even in Gregory Park. There are people who are calling and they are willing to give up ears and all those people, but they want to make sure that when the police went, you know, catch them, they send them to the departure lounge, because these people have been frequent. They are frequent members, you know, going to jail. And them, you understand what I'm saying? So they're frequent the jail of 100 man, another part of. Yeah, so you know, these, you know, as the people them say, they are willing to help the police. That is, you know, for police to receive information about these people who are committing crime, they have to be from people who are close to them. So these people are willing to give up these people, because Ears is the one who killed Rum Punch. Yes. And you know, people are willing to give him up and the others, but they want to make sure that they don't go back to jail, because you know, going to jail, you know, we in a different era when it comes on to criminality, because of the support that these criminals have received over the years, in which they think that they are untouchable because of Jamaican for Justice and the other criminal rights group, whose job is there to destroy Jamaica, to make the best and the brightest migrate and leave the parasites them there. But the worst part about it is now the parasites are finding them way to the United States of America via Mexico. So even those of us who live in America, you're not safe from the parasites anymore, especially the people who live in the ghettos. You understand? Like people who live in Broward County, you know, whether east or west of the 75 in Broward County, you understand? You know, so you're right in the pickle with the old corals in them. You understand? So we continue the journey. Yeah, so they are, you know, so after Mr. Chambers have discovered irregularities on the book at the JUTC depot, 6s were turned into 9s and 8s were turned into 6s. Before we continue, I wanted to know that all these players who were involved in the initial stage before the order was given to Tesha Miller, and you are going to be shocked who gave the order. So we're going to start first with a man by the name of, all of their picture, you know, a man by the name of Granville Valentine. Yes, Pnplgbtq plus member Granville Valentine. Yes, General Secretary of at the National Workers Union, NW. 2. Vincent Edwards, the father, creator of the Klansman gang in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Dr. Omar Davis, former finance minister under PMP administration of PJ Patterson and Portia Simpson. Dr. Peter Phillips, the godfather, sponsor and financier of the Klansman gang. He never seen a PMP LGBTQ plus gunman he never loved. Portia Simpson Miller, former Prime Minister of Jamaica. Colin Campbell, former PMP LGBTQ plus General Secretary of the PMP LGBTQ plus party. Yes, PMP LGBTQ plus member, the son of the godfather of the Klansman gang, Miguel Phillips. So the father, so the son, violent, and he's violent, asks his ex-wife. Yes. Danai Williams, a supporter and financier in the party structure. SSP Radcliffe Lewis was a member of the JUTC hierarchy before the killing of Douglas Chambers. Yes, and I will tell you already about you know about Michael Phillips, Paul Burke, former General Secretary and team member of the Klansman gang. Lambert Brown, yes, the now veteran trade unionist, was a loud voice in the leftist Workers' Party of Jamaica, that's a communist party. Dr. Trevor Monroe, the now veteran trade unionist, who was the loud voice in the leftist Workers' Party of Jamaica. The men were aligned with the Klansman gang and working at the Spanish Town depot, where thieving from the taxpayers every day. when the government was in power. As soon as the government changed and Bruce Golding appointed Douglas Chambers to rein in the overruns, find the thieves, and let the law take its course, Douglas Chambers was marked for death by former ministers of government who are members of the Pnplgbtq plus party, which is a criminal organization, and they were out of power. The JUTC bus company, which is owned by the Jamaican people, was in overruns because of dishonesty taking place at the company, and Douglas Chambers discovered the same. The men and women aligned to the Klansman gang were on the company's payroll, and they did not work, and the reason was given to Mr. Chambers by Granville Valentine. This is how things have been done by the government to keep the people happy in the community, and they would protect the buses. These people would steal diesel oil by taking government-owned buses, vehicles to various communities, and emptying them of the petrol. The amount of petrol they were using for one day could last for 1 week, but it was not costing them, and it was beneficial to all of these people. They were stealing tires from the company. When they were there's a bottom part of the buses where you keep luggage. That is where they will thief the tires and put them and exit the compounds. The security guards, they were complicit in it too, because they are not getting any pay, and they are just getting money to turn a blind eye, so they allow all of these things to exit the compound. So you have to understand, you know, that the JUTC was formed by the Pnplgbtq plus government out of bad mind. Let me repeat it again. The JUTC was formed by the Pnplgbtq plus government out of bad mind and jealousy, because a lot of poor people who had owned private buses in Jamaica were getting wealthy from the venture, and the Pnplgbtq plus politicians did not like the idea that some of these people who are not that educated were able to buy houses and vehicles as they did and live in the same community as them. And that anger Dr. Peter Phillips. Bad mind, bad mind, bad mind. Yes, that is that man. That is his father. Miguel Phillips, his father. Peter Phillips, he had to know that poor people were able to earn money honestly and buy houses and vehicles in their community and live there with their children. So that anger them. So they don't love the poor. They love the poor when the poor stay poor. They don't like when the poor elevate themselves through hard work, honest work, decent work, sweat and tears. No, they want to be poor forever. So that's how they created the JUTC. You understand? So they did not like that. And just because the people them weren't educated and them buy houses and vehicles as they did. So the Pnplgbtq plus government, they couldn't create any job, and it was an entity to reward their criminal supporters within the criminal organization. They formed the agency to create income for their activists and supporters. Most of these people were getting paid for being a PNP supporter and nothing else. The JUTC is a public company. Its employees are hired based on merit, not political affiliation. And that is what they told the Jamaican people. And it's all a lies from the pits of hell. People don't get hired by that. They get hired because of affiliation with the political party. It's just rotation of political party of comrades or labor rights. I just saw it work. The JUTC has been criticized for its inefficiency and corruption, but no evidence suggests that these problems result from political patronage. The JUTC is a complex organization, and its problems are due to various factors including mismanagement, poor planning, lack of resources, corruption, dishonesty, and thieves that work there, criminals that work there. Yes, you have people who work at JUTC who buy GCs, them buy GCE, yeah, them buy O levels and A levels, and buy CXC and all them things there. Them buy subjects. They are not qualified to be there. Them can't even read. You understand? And you have people at these examination places that selling these survey tickets, fictitious. So the police investigated a lot of people who work at JUTC will go to prison for fraud. You understand? It is important to note that the JUTC is one of many public companies in Jamaica plagued by problems. The Jamaican government has a history of mismanagement and corruption affecting all levels of government, including the public transportation sector. We at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we know that Jamaica is the criminal's paradise, and we know that the JUTC is an entity for criminals and their supporters of both political party. But you know that it was the PNP that created JUTC, not the JLP LGBTQ plus party. You understand? The JUTC is a vital part of Jamaica's transportation infrastructure, and it is important to address its problem. However, it is essential to do so fairly and objectively, and to avoid making unsubstantiated claims about the company's political affiliation. The Jamaican Urban Transit Company, JUTC, is a public company owned by the Jamaican people and controlled by the Jamaican government. In 2008, it was revealed that the company was in over 100 US million in debt due to mismanagement and corruption. So you see, when the private sector added it, there weren't any corruption or no mismanagement. You understand? So the PNP create this entity and create debt for the Jamaican people, in which the Jamaican people already shed it and get rid of it, and the PNP is the one that come and resurrect it because of bad mind. Peter Phillips here, Ezra Millwood become a millionaire overnight. A little, according to them, barefoot dance boy, bus conductor, and they become rich. So they never like that. So that's why them fight and take away the company from him, and you understand, because he had a fleet of buses. Take away the company, and then they never stop and never pay him his money. You have to go to court and all of that to get it, and the man died. Die of broken heart. You understand? The PM, because he was not aligned to the PNP LGBTQ plus party, they did everything to sabotage this man and make sure that he died before he got his money. Wicked people. You understand? They love people when they're poor, but they don't want you to elevate yourself. You understand? So Douglas Chambers, the then CEO of the JUTC, was instrumental in uncovering this fraud. He discovered that the JUTC employees were issuing fake tickets, pocketing the money, and falsifying records. He also found that JUTC executives were awarding contracts to their friends and family at inflated prices. So he saw them wicked. You understand? Danai Williams and all them man, allegedly, them know all of them things, how it work. Because Danai Williams take a hit for the party, just like Colin Campbell with Operation Pride, because them use back the same money where them scam the Jamaican people and then go back in a PNP LGBTQ plus political machinery so them can win election. So that's how them because most of the money in a PNP LGBTQ plus party where them use to grease the political wheel. It comes from the Jamaican people and like donors and them things. There's a criminal organization of a rip off the Jamaican people, and then keep them fool, and you control them thoughts and you think for them. So so when Douglas Chambers' revelation led to the resignation of several JUTC executives and a launch of a criminal investigation. The JUTC is still recovering from financial damage caused by the fraud, but it is now under new management and is working to improve its transparency and accountability. But here are some of the specific instances of dishonesty that Chambers uncovered. JUTC employees were issuing fake tickets and pocketing the money. JUTC executives were awarding contracts to their friends, family at inflated price. And you can ask Mr. Valentine's and the like, Lambert Brown, all of them know. Because they are unions, unionists. So JUTC member will falsify records and make it appear that the company was more profitable than it was. That's how them did it, you know. You understand? So the JUTC executive were using the company resources for personal gains. Chambers' revelation were a significant scandal in Jamaica, and they led to calls for a thorough investigation into JUTC finances. The government has since taken steps to improve the transparency and accountability of the JUTC, and the company is now under new management. However, the company is still struggling from all of that loss. So after Douglas Chambers discovered the billions of dollars stolen from the Jamaican people's coffers for the JUTC, and his report to the Prime Minister and Parliament made him a target. So he had written a report and submitted to the Prime Minister Bruce Golding then and Parliament, and that made him a target. So from information received and obtained, yes, Granville Valentine, the Pnplgbtq plus party member, knew about the shake-up that was about to take place at the JUTC, and the police were about to call in to investigate the frauds and crimes committed against the people. So the ball started to roll by Granville Valentine, who told Colin Campbell about the problems, and it was conveyed to former Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller, who delegated Dr. Peter Phillips to take care of the problem. Dr. Peter Phillips' son, Miguel Phillips, get wind of what was happening through his father. Dr. Peter Phillips told Philip Palwell, who in turn told Peter Bunting, whom he did not know was his enemy. The argument reached the ears of Paul Burke, who is witty in handling situations like this, and he took the mantle along with Colin Campbell to take care of the same. One day, Tesha Miller got a cell phone call from Dr. Peter Phillips, who told him to expect a visit from Mr. Vincent Edwards. Yes, one of the founder of the Klansman gang in Spanish Town. A few hours later, Mr. Vincent Edwards drove to De La Vega City, pick up Tesha Miller, and they drove to Portmore in one of his SUV. He was given a cell phone to speak with Paul Burke, who was one of the Pnplgbtq plus party officials, and the order was given to kill Douglas Chambers. So it's Paul Burke. Yeah, Paul Burke is one of the main players in it. He's the one that gave the order for them to kill Douglas Chambers, based on the information received and obtained. You understand? We're not privy to the recordings and all of that thing, that the information that has been passed on to us, but that's the information that has been there. So we don't know if Mr. Paul Burke want to contact the Jamaica Young Police Channel and correct the same, but he's the man, they say, that gave the order. And Mr. Vincent Edwards is the one that gave Tesha Miller the phone, and they spoke. You understand? So a few hours later, after they finished the conversation, the order was given to kill Douglas Chambers. Tesha Miller, on his return to his place of abode, summoned Andre Blackman Bryan and gave him the order to kill Douglas Chambers, and that he should coordinate with Lenny Bud, now deceased. What Mr. Chambers did not know, that the man whom he thought was there to protect him from the goons of the Klansman gang was in fact one of them, who was close to him by the name of Carl Jennings. Carl Jennings supplied the gang with enough information about the modus operandi of Mr. Chambers, and it was put into motion with the promise of protecting Carl Jennings when the killing was going to take place. One of Mr. Chambers' weaknesses was that he was a smoker, and no one was allowed to smoke on the compound because it could be devastating for others and the government properties there. Also, the lives of workers and visitors alike. The day in question, Mr. Chambers exited the building from a meeting in which the company troubles were bigger than once reported. He told them that he was taking a break, and the handler Carl Jennings was waiting to be escorted, and they headed for the front gate. Carl Jennings knew that Andre Blackman was waiting with a Glock 45 pistol when Mr. Chambers was there smoking his cigarette and chatting with the person of interest, Carl Jennings. He assured Mr. Chambers that he was safe and that when Andre Blackman Bryan pounced upon him like a tiger and started to pump bullets into his body of the patriotic Jamaican, and Eastern Bill Allen pushed Douglas when he was being shot. Bill Allen's position at the time was Assistant Vice President of JUTC, and Carl Jennings was a senior bus dispatcher. So all of these people worked there. So, but Eastern Bill Allen didn't know that they were going to kill him. So when they shot them off, he did not receive any injury, but he pushed Douglas Chambers, in the gunman, for the gunman to get easy access to killing. We are not saying that Mr. Allen is involved, because they were friends. You understand? They were co-workers as Carl Jennings. But we know that Carl Jennings played a major role, and based on the information from his text phone and his communication with Andre Blackman Bryan and Lenny Bud and the likes from Jones Avenue. You understand? So man, so Carl Jennings, so Andre Blackman Bryan and one of his accomplices who is dead ran across the road into nearby bushes to Jones Avenue, where they took refuge. Then he was sent to the Bahamas, where he was arrested and deported. The trial was set by his handlers, who assured him that he would be acquitted. So Blackman Bryan, that's why I'm never talking. They told him that, don't worry, in case he might beat the murder case. And that is what happened. Can you believe that? Them tell him that, that he's going to beat it. And they said that they had the jury pool fixed in his favor, and all of them were comrades. He was acquitted of all charges. Now that you know the names of the people who are involved in the killing of this man, and to date there are no follow-up investigations or anyone else accountable for the billions of dollars stolen from the Jamaican people. Bus company, welcome to the criminal's paradise, Jamaica in the Caribbean Sea. So now that you know, everyone, all of the people who played a role in the death of this man, even the former Prime Minister, based on information received and obtained. So all of these people within the Pnplgbtq plus party, which is a criminal organization, they knew that this man was marked for death, and they killed him. All of them. No one said, don't kill this man because he haven't done anyone anything. They kill him to send a message that any investigation of anyone to be arrested and charged for fraud or any kind of thieving, we are going to kill them. So after they killed Douglas Chambers, that criminal investigation shut down, and all of these people walk free, and some of them are still on the payroll out there, in which we do believe that the government should lock down the JUTC, because it's another way of funding criminality in Jamaica. Because all they have been stuck at these organizations, these agencies, is putting political acts there. So people who are political activist supporter, these are all the people who get rewarded to work at these places. You understand? So you need to scrap it. Give it back to the poor people. They make them start them own bus company and thing. And you understand? Because if the bus company is losing billions, what's the sense of you keeping a business, government subsidizing the bus company to operate? That is just madness. Have yourself a beautiful day, and I hope you enjoy the coverage. So now you know the person who made the call and who gave the order for them to kill Douglas Chambers. All the information that we have received is from confidential sources, and yes, you have people who used to work at special branch, because that is the Pnplgbtq plus government that dismantle special branch. Everything that the British have left and gave to the Jamaican people, the same black man is destroying it because it is effective, because they are criminal minded and corruption and criminal supporters. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.